let's play this Deion sound for people, because Mike was telling you that the only reason I know McCormick's name.
You don't.
McCormick?
Yeah, no, it's Cormani McClain.
That fell apart quickly.
You couldn't have written a better joke. Cormani McClain. Yeah, he was a 5-star. He was a number 2 recruit in the nation. He was highly recruited.
I can't even find you. I feel bad.
He was.
I deserve a fine for that. What
He
do you
was
mean
initially
In that case, it's $5.
His recruitment was well reported on. He was originally committed to Florida, and then Miami stole him from Florida. And then at the very last second, once Coach Prime takes the job over at Colorado, he steals Cormani McClain away from the University of Miami, and he hasn't played yet. And if you're watching Colorado's struggles, you'd wonder, where is this young Louis bag that you've brought over, a 5-star? And over the last couple of weeks, Deion has handled this in ways that you haven't seen coaches handle this. And I'm not judging it. It's just different. And he was pressed on some of his comments last week about Cormani, and he doubles and triples and quadruples down.
Coach Sean Keeler at the Denver Post, you mentioned last week that Cormani's seeing the field was up to Cormani. I wonder if you could elaborate on what you want to see him do, one. And two, did he help his case?
Study, prepare.
Late against
Study,
Oregon?
prepare, be on time for meetings. Show up to the darn meetings. Understand what we're doing as a scheme. Want to play this game. Desire to play this game. Desire to be the best in this game. At practice, in the film room, and on your own free time. You do know that I check film time for each player upon the week. Thursday, I need film times from the whole staff so I can see who's been preparing. And that's just not about Cormani. That's about a multitude of them. So if I don't see you would be a fool to put somebody out there and they're unprepared. Can't do it. Won't do it. Can't do it. I'm old school. I'm sorry.
Did Oregon help in that regard because he got out there late? Did what you saw?
What a score. Shoot. I started to put you out there at one point.
You see that Broncos game? It would have looked like that.
Leave my guy alone. Leave my guy alone. I love the Broncos. You know I love their coach. Sean Payton's my guy.
He mentions that he's old school, but tracking players' iPads to see how much film they're watching is a pretty new school approach. And we talked about Cormani some on the local hour last year, and how I didn't necessarily get, even though he's a supreme talent, why Miami was still recruiting him after he had showed up to what was supposed to be a commitment ceremony. There was a very sad Publix cake that he ended up turning his back on. And the mentality, we were recruiting a very certain type of player, like the Reuben Baines of the world, the Fletchers of the world. And Cormani kind of felt like a throwback to the previous regime because there was a lot of stuff about his maturity. And while you don't see a coach doing this, and while it's not my favorite thing to do, especially with an 18-year-old that it's been widely reported in the recruiting blogs that he had maturity issues, this might be the right approach. I mean, Deion, he got Travis Hunter. He is a mentor to young cornerbacks, especially. He doesn't come from a great family situation, and I imagine he's tried really hard with Cormani behind the scenes, and he's trying this new approach. We'll see if it connects, because Cormani could use some help in this.
So you're
regard.
saying publicly is the issue here, because you can't. You're saying, I thought you were saying at the beginning that he should play this guy no matter what. You're saying
no.
You can have the thoughts he's having.
You can't play he articulated
right.
beautifully why you can't.
You're just saying do that publicly. What he just did there, do that publicly. I mean privately. Sorry.
I would say to you, excellent work by you throughout that segment, Chris.
He tried.
Just misunderstanding everything.
No, I just misspoke. I said publicly. I meant privately.
You didn't misunderstand.
Which is the exact opposite.
You misspoke. Okay, very good.
I mean, you had the guy as McCormick.
I know. Fair enough. Not only that, I had the guy as the only reason I know Cormani McCormick's name, and I made him McDermott. Yes, the only reason I know his name is because Mike was telling you in real time when there was a recruiting war over a monster talent at the intersection of where Miami and Colorado compete. Mike Ryan's arguing for Mario Cristobal's way. Deion's arguing for his way. Better. Winning more through 3 games, and now Miami's got the number 1 quarterback in the country, and Mike is saying, I want a long-term program. Show me what Deion does when he hits adversity. And he's telling you one of the difficulties in managing the mess of college football right now. Show up to the damn meetings is what he's saying.
That was wild.
Which you do not hear a college coach say, show up to the damn meetings, because this is what they're governing now. You have to understand they don't have any actual power. The player will just leave. He'll go get the money somewhere else. Like, you tell him what to do, he doesn't like it, he'll go to another school. Like, that's what you've uncaged upon the public that's not going to like this team's trash talk or how it's led or how much attention it gets. I just can't believe I'm old enough to hear Deion Sanders say, I'm old school. Are you kidding me? Like, don't skip past that. He was the most polarizing electric person that you had playing sports for 15 years as a personality. Like, I'm old school? I can't get, he's a grandpa telling kids to get to their meeting. The kids are like, I want a TikTok. I want a Twitch.
And he's saying not here.
He's saying, show up to the meetings. And it's like, if you don't show up to the meetings, I'll take my bus to USC and I'll lose by 30 points without you.
Game's at home.
Okay. I'll take the bus to the park at home and
Folsom Field.
The
The park.